Dsmoovee here, Streets 105.1, voice of the streets, right here, man, with the one and only, the gifted comedian and actor, Mr. Faizon Love is in the building. Brother Faizon, how you doing?
Hey, thank you, brother. It's good to be in your presence, brother.
No, man, it's
Trust
good
me.
to be in your presence, brother. You once again, man, you have a magnetic charm about yourself. You're very
Wow.
humble, and just your genuineness as a human being, man, really shines out every time I see you in a film, brother. So honor to have you, man, and honor to be talking with you.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. I mean, trust me. I mean, those words go a long way, man, because a lot of times you're working and it just work, but you put everything into the work, but you don't feel how it's affecting others. But I appreciate that.
You affecting the masses, my brother, and you doing your thing, man, while you doing it. So,
Thank you.
brother, that made me want to ask the question, and I wanted to know, where did your love for comedy first start?
It had to be from my father, because my father um loved was funny, super funny.
Yeah.
Like when you see me on stage, it's my father. My father's name was Richard. They call him Junior, and he loved Richard Pryor. And first time I ever heard a Richard Pryor album, I was in the back of his Cadillac. Him and Spencer, his buddy, and they were playing Richard Pryor. And I'm trying to act like I'm not really don't understand what they're saying, but I'm cracking up like I'm like, oh. So I go tell my partner Earl, I'm like, Earl, we got to go get one of these Richard Pryor 8-tracks. He says, no, I got a Richard Pryor. My father got a Richard Pryor album. And we listened to those things and studied them and was like, oh my God. And then there was another comedian by the name of Freddie Prince, who's Latino comedian, but he had a black swag. He had a show called oh man, Chico and the Man.
Okay.
And it showcased the California lifestyle with the lowriders in it, and I was like, oh, because back then in California, every kid dreamed they had a '63 or something on, low ride back then.
Yeah.
So it showed him being funny, and he had a low rider. So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's yeah. So that was another one. And then I went to New York. I would often go back and forth to New York. Um, and I saw Eddie Murphy on this thing called Show Comedian. It was a comedian special. And he was young. I think Eddie was maybe 19, maybe 18 or something like that. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
this is, I told my uncle, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And got back to San Diego and started doing it.
That's brilliant, man. And to your credit, I know your dad is a legend too. Man,
Oh,
Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, two of the funniest people on this earth, man. And for you to get sparked like that by them, I know it had to be like you said, man, like your face said, like it was that wow factor, man.
it was like,
Um,
and then I got introduced to Bill Cosby. There was an Eddie Murphy craze, and I watched Bill Cosby in 1984 or 5. A friend of mine, Mark Brazil, said, "Watch Bill Cosby." I said, "Bill Cosby?" At that time in '84, I wasn't hip to his comedy, but I saw him sit down on a seat and rock it clean.
it's
It,
different. It's
what?
different.
Daddy wants some cake. I want some ice cream cake. Want the cake? Okay. And that's when I was introduced to the different styles
Yeah,
Like, oh, you don't have to cuss. You can do this. That's the one thing about comedy is it's left to your interpretation and your point of view.
absolutely.
Everybody ain't got to be gangster. You know, I see. Yeah, so
Understood. And that kind of brought me into my next question, man. And you talked about some of the people that inspired you. Talk to me about the presence of your father, man, like really having those records there for you to listen. And then when you got that bug, what was that first show that you actually did?
Well, me and Earl would they had this thing in San Diego called um dollar movie night, where you go see any movie you want for $1 at the
Okay.
mall. And I could go as long as it was on a school night, it was on Tuesday. And I can go as long as I told mom, like, mom, I'm, because I was always into something. Is it cool to go see uh at that time the movie Running Scared with was another big influence. Uh come on, don't have a brain fart now. Oh, oh my God. The movie Running Scared, this Jesus. Anyway, this movie was running and it was a hit. And I told mom, hey, can I go down and da 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 da. But we would detour that, put the money in the gas tank, and we would go to La Jolla to the comedy club. And that's when I would get on stage. I wouldn't tell them I was going to a comedy club. I told them I was going to Dollar Night
Yeah.
because it's going to end at the same time, roughly. Movie let out around 11 o'clock or whatever. So
Yeah.
we go to the Oil Comedy Club and get out. They have this thing called potluck. We 3 minutes. I would do my 3 minutes. A lady and my teacher, Miss Pierce, would let me practice my little 3 minutes in class if I was quiet the whole class, the whole time. That's fifth period English. So yeah, I was it was the Hoya Comedy the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
1984, 85. It was the year that Running Scared came out for Gregory Hines.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
Gregory Hines is a
Yeah.
big influence. He's like one of the most understated actors. This brother can do everything: tap, dance,
Word.
sing.
Word.
Had a hit song with Luther Vandross, and I was like, I drew a lot from him. Actually, I drew more from him than Eddie Murphy. Actually, Eddie
Wow.
Murphy was more
Word.
style and cockiness, but Gregory Hines was just a bad, bad, bad man. I mean, oh my God.
You talk about humble beginnings, man, and you talk about the people who influenced you. Um, Now, and you also talked about movies. Going into your big role as Big Worm, man, talk to me about that role and how did that propel you in the industry, man?
Well, actually, I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
Please do.
uh, I was on probation, and uh, you had to keep a job.
Yeah.
And I told them I was an actor. They was like, no.
No, they wouldn't go.
No. And it was just work, really. I was a big fan of Ice Cube. I knew a couple people in his crew. And one of my first agents, one of the only agents, Nancy Chaidez. She's a big woman from Nashville. She was working in Hollywood. We love her to death. She's like, Faizon, they have a movie called Friday. They want you to come audition. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I'm a horrible auditioner.
Okay.
So I would have to, I walk in, spoke to the joint, and I would turn the audition around. So I come in as a character, spoke to the joint, yeah. So what's up? I come in as Big Worm.
That's dope. That's hard.
I come in talking shit like, what's up? What's up? Okay, right. Right. I'm bullying, I'm talking shit, and okay, walk out. And they like, I walked out of there and they was like, oh yeah, you got the role. And it was based on people I knew, like Turtle. Turtle was a Crip from Compton. Dude named Blue Dago, low ride nigga, was selling weed. Blue lived on my street, but Turtle was a dude. He rode with the Majestics and had a perm and everything, but he had those car parts too. Because like I say, back when you was young, you was, hey man, hey Turtle, can you get me some skirts? Would you I'm telling wait, rest in peace. But he and it was based on that. So when we did it was kind of like second nature. Like, man, come on, man. It wasn't about no jokes. It was about, nigga, we're going to get this money.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, why you not ministering with us? Like, you ain't got, nigga, somebody owe you some money, nigga. I ain't got to frown, nigga. Where the money at?
Yeah, word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to be on, I'm like, nobody doing all that. But Chris, working with Chris, like I said, working with the A team like that, it was so easy because it was like me and Chris were together every day.
That's crazy.
We rode to set together. We rode to set together. And I remember showing them, I was like, yeah, here's my check. I've been working. Okay, so you really are an actor. What was you doing in the movie? I'll just, I want to tell them But every time I got a check, I had to show them. I'm telling you, I'm working because you would have to get a real job.
I'll really work it.
Yeah, see, look. And that's really how it happened. It was like back then, it was whenever we got a role or something, me and Chris Tucker would go over the role. Like when he first went in to do Smokey, he was discouraged because DL and Dave Chappelle had got this role, like snagged this role. And he was like, all you gonna do is give it to DL. So he said he didn't want to go in. So when he first went in, he half-heartedly went it and did Smokey, and they was like, nah. Because Tommy Davidson was supposed to be Smokey, I believe. Wow. And then he didn't show up or something for the audition. So Chris got another shot at being Smokey.
Yeah.
So he went over, we all went over to Angela Mean's house, who played Felicia. And she used to make us spaghetti. And we went over there and we went through all the act, went through all this and all this. And like by the time we left there, he was Smokey.
That's crazy, man.
So when he called, like, I got it. We was excited. And then, it was like, all that stuff, playing my money like playing my motion. I got that from listening to, we be smoking a joint and listen to Peebo Bryson. I was like, oh, I'm putting that in the movie.
Oh man.
That's what that gave. That wasn't in the thing. That wasn't in the script. Peebo Bryson, playing my money. He's like, playing with my emotions. I was like, oh no, playing my money like playing with my emotions. I was like, oh no, that's going in.
Yeah, that's good. You knew that. You knew that was it. You knew that was the one.
I was like, oh, that's going in.
Man, brother, you have done some iconic roles and said some iconic things. My personal favorite are Three Strikes, man, and Who's Your Caddy. What was, in your opinion, What was your most iconic role?
I love Three Strikes because DJ Pooh called me, "Hey man, come on, we gonna do it. We gonna do our version of Friday." All right, let's go. And it was all about my character was just a hood dude. It's just a hood dude.
Yeah.
But one of my is a movie called Made. I'm not know if you're familiar with it. It's Jon Favreau who created the Iron Man and Elf and Vince Vaughn and Puffy's in the movie.
Okay.
A movie called Made. And the first time a movie was ever written for me,
Wow.
pinned it, like this is Faizon, I'm gonna play this. Boom. And we did it. And Jon Favreau and I, we like brothers till this day because that we met on a movie called Replacements.
Mm-hmm. I
But I
do.
always
I
said,
do. Yeah.
yeah, Made is my favorite movie because he trusted me with every turn of it. With what I'm wearing, this here, wearing, how because I was actually a pimp in the movie, and but I was telling him all pimps ain't slapping, they ain't doing all that.
Yeah.
This it's different levels of pimping. So
Word.
um, he trusted me with that, and he wrote a great script, and we just knocked it out the park.
Man.
Movie called Made, yeah, but Made. He's the same director who did Elf. Same director who did uh, all the Iron Man movies. All
Yeah.
those, yeah.
Man. Brother, as we talked about a little bit before we got started, you've been dealing with a lot of controversy. In a recent Vlad interview, you exclaimed on how much you love Micah, which is Katt Williams. Talk to me. As Black men, brother, and this is me and you, Faizon, as Black men, how do we navigate helping our brothers when they're calling out for help?
You are a bad brother, man. I really applaud. I mean that you're very good, very
I
good,
appreciate you.
very good. I don't know because I really haven't dealt with this other than him and the guy you see on the corner yelling at the cars.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah.
this one is I'm like, what is? But what's even more scary is the people that believe him.
Brother, you hear it so much, and that's another question that I want to ask you that later on is how do you not feed into that? But focusing on this one is that you are so correct in just everybody feels like it's just everything he says is just pinging and I just don't understand this new day and age of what people think or somebody's truth is and the other person's not. So, but I digress, brother.
There's only we have developed a society of underachievers.
Yes.
And they need a reason why they're not doing well. It's the Illuminati. Hmm? He's only successful because he wore a dress. Huh? Let me tell you something, man. I've been in Hollywood for a long time. You don't need a reason to be gay in Hollywood. You don't need a reason. There's why would the Illuminati want to mess with poor people? You know how many people make real money Why they not messing with them?
Mm-hmm.
Why they not in the Illuminati? Why is it Apple in the Illuminati?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why is the guy who owns the Dodgers in the Illuminati? That's just a word to say it's another devil. The devil made me do it. I always say this: black people are afraid of white people are very brave because you'll see a white person walking and swimming with the sharks, and they're not scared.
They're not scared of nothing. Nothing.
Jumping off of mountains, walking in the jungle, slapping lions. Black people are scared of invisible things.
Success.
Illuminati coming, shut your mouth. Illuminati? Illuminati?
That's what's keeping you from being successful?
That's what's keeping you from being successful?
Not your own work ethic, not your own natural abilities, not your lack of putting pressure on yourself. It's the Illuminati. I get it.
Not the crack you're smoking, but the Illuminati coming to get you. How about in your brain is an illusion?
Agreed.
And for someone else to be successful, it has nothing to do with you.
Not a thing.
Because everybody wants something valuable. Everybody wants the value. Oh. So when I see it at first, I'm like, I know for a fact that this dude worships Faizon. He wants to know how did Faizon do this without these big time agents? I walk in the streets by myself. I'm respected by the people in the streets.
Absolutely.
I was raised in a real gang. You ask anybody, Faizon's from Emerald Hill, Upside, Buddy Boys. I don't have to wear a rag and crip walk, blood talk and all this. I don't have to do any. It's in me, not on me.
Yeah.
He's wondering why he loves that. Like he threw my name out there out of nowhere. I said, well, why Faizon ain't got no shoes on? It's lunacy. But because these people, they have nothing to
attach on to, the first thing they attach on to is the negativity.
The negativity. Not seeing if their kids are all right. Not going to see, hey, let me wonder if my kids got a good grade. Let me go talk to my kid. Let me go play ball with my kid. Let me go talk to my wife, see how she's doing. Let's sit down and have a conversation. But it's negative, and because their life sucks.
Brother, you are a breath of fresh air, man. And honestly, I didn't know you were this humble and this intuitive. I could already tell from just who you are as a human being, but now talking to you and getting to know who Faizon really is outside of the camera. I mean, not in front of the camera and looking at you now. That's amazing, brother. And I appreciate you and I applaud your genuineness. I applaud your humbleness and I applaud you standing up and being a man and standing up for something, because that means something to me. That means something to me because that shows me that if you get to that level, things are going to happen, but you have to know how to respond to them. And I think you do the right thing and you know how to respond to things as just they are.
Listen to me. I'm a reflection of you. And pretty soon you're gonna be a reflection of somebody else.
Absolutely.
And you that's how we keep it moving. We don't, this kind of stuff is like, come on. Me and Eddie Griffin was on the phone laughing. He said, this too shall pass. Meaning it's not sustainable. It doesn't, it's like it's not feeding anybody anything healthy. It's just a lie. He says, what do you say? Faizon is a fat liar. What am I lying? You never established what am I lying about.
Very true. Very true.
But you read 3,000 books.
and, and how long? I forgot how long it was, but he read 3,000 books in a year. In a year, I did the math. That's 8.2 books in what? In every 24 hours. 8.2 books in every 20. So yeah, man. But that's not me, man. That's not my heart.
What do we find out? He can read, but he can't count.
There you go. Brother Faizon, man, love you to death, man. As an actor, you've been in so many films. What role to you kind of set you aside from the actor, from Faizon the comedian?
There's a role I did in the movie called Idlewild.
You did fantastic in that one too. That was another one of my favorites, man.
Oh man, I had so much fun because, like I said, Brian let me go deep into it and let me expound. Like, everybody was supposed to be in a suit. And I was like, bruh, if this dude is hiding money in his piano, he's a greasy backwater. He don't trust nobody. You know, he checking, you know, y'all think y'all drinking liquor. He topping it off with water. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, he's a chitlin eating, you know, and with the voice and everything, he let me get it off. And, you know, like I said, I was working with, you know, people don't understand Howard is a great actor. There I go with it. I'm 55, man. My brain.
That's good. You good.
Terrence, damn it, who's my brother and a great actor. And when he saw it, he was like, yes. Yes. Because our first scene was the fight scene.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what to expect. So when Veen came in, they were like, oh, okay. They thought I was going to be a suit, and I was in this. And so it's roles like that, and that people are still finding out and like made. And when you see me in a movie like Couples Retreat, I'm totally having fun. I'm doing it because back then it was not a lot of black men, well, in an $80 million movie with a bunch of white folks on the island.
Yeah.
And great shooting place. It just hadn't been done. And I didn't have to play black. I played a guy who lost his girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody tried to call me out there. I played the guy who lost his girl. So I didn't have to play a black. Hey, baby, where the beat? It's on the beat. Everybody going to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're regular humans. We don't have to play a black human.
Like, word.
Can we get the black version of the human? What?
What does that even mean?
But you can get one of those directors. Faizon. You don't even know your name, like Faizon. When you say what's up, can you say what up? I remember I had an argument with this director, and he wanted me to call a car a ride. I said, what? I said, yeah. The line was, is this your car? He says, why do you keep saying car? I want you to say, you know, black people say ride. I said, you think black people don't know the difference between a car and a ride?
Sure.
You say either or, it depends on who's saying it. But it sounds more authentic. I said, you're trying to tell me black people only say ride.
You're trying to tell a black person how to sound more authentically black.
Yes, yes. Hey man, is this your ride? Oh, you talking about clowning? I clowned him the whole day. Hey man, is this your ride, sucker? He was like, okay, Faizon, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm like, yeah, don't be telling me. Hey, is this your chair, sucker? So he learned that day. And we often talk about it like, yeah, well, I can't believe I had the nerve to say that to you. I said, yeah, well, I corrected your ass, didn't I?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
I had random people going up to him, to his car going, hey, man, is this your ride?
You had to do him like that, man. You had to.
I had to. I was like, no, you will never do that again. And that's the lessons we have to teach some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a black character. You can just be a person hurting. You know, there's a really good movie. The Bombers did it. It's called What We Leave Behind. I think it's about What We Leave Behind. It's an amazing movie, and I'm not saying. When I found out the Bombers did, I said, "There's no way."
Mm-hmm.
The movie is amazing, and it's a mind. It has your mind going because you just have to see the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's an amazing movie. I don't know why it wasn't one on the Golden Globes and other because it's literally the best movie I've seen in years.
What's it called again, brother?
I think it's called Leave the World Behind, or
Leaving the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind.
Got you.
It's literally one of the best movies I've seen in years.
I'm gonna definitely go take a look at that, brother, just because you said that.
Brother, yeah, it's really good.
And I honestly did not know this was gonna be more of a conversation and an interview, and I appreciate this because I appreciate you taking the time out, man, to talk to me and to talk to the audience and everybody about things that go on in your head, but things that you've had to deal with in this industry. And that brings to my next question. For somebody who would love to go into this industry or who's looking to go into the industry, what advice would you give them?
First, ask themselves, would they do this for free? Because what I'm hearing is, man, I'm going after the bag. What we do have nothing to do with a bag.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creativity and expression. Along that journey, you might get some money.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you do for free? Would you do this for hours and hours and not, like, I love music, right? I love putting together. I've been in the studio with Dr. Dre, DJ Quick, some of the best producers ever. And I done built me a studio based on the old way how to build a track. I know how to build a track from the old way out, 2-inch tapes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Splicing and all that. So I would do that for hours. For hours, I would mess with music, mix music for hours. Same thing with being a comedian. I remember getting my first gig as a comedian was on my prom day.
Wow.
And I told my mom was like, why are you going to the prom? And I was like, I got a show. A show. That's when they first realized I was doing stand-up. A show. I was performing at Monty's Den in San Diego State. I was making $50 and I was not going to be late. And I showed up there. My best friend to the day, Mark Brazil, set it up. I what they called middle back then. Somebody opened, it was, and I middle, and that was $50. And that $50 felt like 50,000.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because it was like they paid me for my doing stand up, and I did good, and they thought I was worthy of it. So I'm like, wow. Everybody talking about the prom and I'm like, whatever, man. I'm at 50. Good.
Yeah, man.
I was and that's kind of my journey. It's not, they have to get the money out of it because we don't really do this for money. Money is a what they call a
An incentive.
icing on the cake.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and you're going to get paid if you become great at what you do. It's just a weird way. I was hearing, I saw Taraji saying she was underpaid. Then they went to, then they
Vivica.
went to Vivica. Vivica said, I don't have it. And I said, that's Hollywood
Yeah,
because you get what you negotiate for.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and there's people that's paved the way, that's been here for years. And I can't believe I forgot this woman. Jesus. I'm so bad with names. She's on the show with the school.
Quinta.
Okay, she's a teacher on there. She's been around. She's been doing work, killing it for years. I
Uh,
mean,
I know who you're talking about. I know
I can't believe. Please forgive me. I forget.
No, no, no.
She she did a movie with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier called "A Piece of the Action." This was in '72,
Mm,
and she's still going. Ask her about her pay.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
still fighting, but she's still doing great work. She just got an Emmy or something like that, or which I don't know if that stuff means anything to you. That might be your pay. I don't really.
yeah.
You know, you know, um, what's so funny is I didn't care about Golden Globes, but the Golden Globes announced the other day that, damn, um, they're going to start giving Emmys or Golden Globes to stand-up specials.
Okay. All right.
So I was like, I'm gonna get one of those.
Absolutely,
And that's
brother.
the first time I ever said, I think I want that.
Yeah.
First time in my life. I never said I wanted an Oscar, but I said, okay. And I never watched the Golden Globes. And Joy Coy, who's funny as hell to me, and I think he did a great job. He was hosting, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, that's deep to have a real comedian on here. He's killing it. And the crowd was like kind of standoffish, but he was killing it. And then they announced, they had a comedian announce that we're there. It's a new section on the Golden Globes. It's
Hmm.
stand-up comedy. And Ricky Gervais won. And I said, this is gonna be my first interview after I win it.
That's crazy.
Me and you.
My
Because I
brother.
was like, it kind of took me back, like, I've never said I want an Oscar. I said I'm gonna get a Golden Globe for doing stand-up special. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
My brother, I appreciate you. I hope to work with you soon in the future, in this year, hopefully, God willing.
Hey, you willing
But
it? It's already happening.
yeah,
it's already,
that's true. That's
it's
true.
already, it's already spoken. It's spoken. It's
Absolutely,
spoken
brother.
in advance.
Absolutely.
Already spoken.
Love, man. For
Yeah.
those people who have not seen a Faizon Love stand-up comedy show, what can we expect when you come to St. Louis this weekend, brother?
Man, just honesty in my life. Um, Everybody asked me if we're gonna talk about the chimp. I said I don't know if I feel like it. I don't know. It's not. I call Chimp Williams.
Yeah, I heard.
Am I going to talk about the chimp? And I was like, I don't know. It's like I don't. But yeah, it's just my stand up is a reflection of my life, and I'm talking through my father. And my father passed 2 years ago, February 12th.
May
So,
peace and understanding bless you and your family, brother.
oh yeah, oh yeah. My father was cold. He didn't take no. Trust me. He said, I know you don't like me now, but I'm raising a man. I said, back then you don't understand what that means. Like, what?
No, you don't.
What? So, and that's what this is about, me having my first daughter. It's just talking about real stuff.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That we go through and the things how you overcome. Me being married, me in divorce. It's a short bio, but it's just the things we go through. I'm getting older. I'm 55. I'm 5 years old from 60.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People think I'm 34 years old. I'm like, no, bro. You put some stairs in front of me, you'll see how old I am.
Oh man, man, that's incredible, man. Hey, world class, bro. World class, my brother. World class.